Welcome to Straight Talk Sacred Pathway. I'm Stuart Welbourn, a British author and former therapist, and each week I sit down with Wa-Na-Nee-Che, a spiritual elder from Turtle Island, to explore the deeper truths behind healing, ceremony, and connection to Source.
Probably start off, talk a little bit about the concept of religion.
Well, haven't we kind of talked about that before, or are you going...
Because I was watching this one program and it really put me in a state of mind saying people are really losing it. The guy was on a telecast and he was talking about God. And he said, people should fear God because he could send you to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, there is no hell. Secondly, among the indigenous people, the creator was love. So why is he trying to get people to believe that you have to fear God?
Do you have the answer to that, or are you asking me the
Well,
question?
okay, throughout the history of religion, when it first started, it was started on the fact that Jesus promoted love and he promoted his Father God as love. And a lot of basically, when you look at the history in the Roman history, a lot of them sat there and would walk into the lions arena and allowed themselves to be killed out of love. So I don't know what happened. It seems like nowadays people are completely trying to influence other people to go against God, trying to say you have to fear him. And yet they say fear him. Well, when I went up into the energies in a vision, I was looking for the creator, God, whatever you want to call him. And all I heard was a voice. And I looked all over the place where the voice was coming from. There was nothing. And then that's when I first realized that God was really just a massive energy. And when we sit and we talk to people, like I was talking to a Catholic the other day, and I said, according to your belief system, who made you? He said, God made me. I said, okay. So who made the earth? God made the earth. Who made the animals? God made the animals. I said, so everything that's upon the earth, below the earth, above the earth, God made them. He said, yeah. So then why do you think God is in your image? I said, because all these things that have been created that you say God created, isn't it the life force energy that was put into all these beings, these living things? So why do you sit there and say that he's a human and he has human form? And in reality, you know, it has no form, it's energy.
Well, I'd agree, because if God was male, and there's no Mrs. God,
Mhm.
it's going to be a bit redundant, some certain parts of his anatomy.
Yeah, the thing I gets me too is that when you read the Bible, how many women are mentioned in the Bible?
Well, we have talked on that before. There is a lot of reasons why, people gone about the patriarchy and controlling women, and that's why they're not mentioned apart from Mary, obviously, his mother.
There's one of the discussions I had one time that they said, well, this lady's mentioned in the Bible, this lady's mentioned in the Bible, this man. I said, yeah, but how many of them had a seat of power? And that's why I don't really like the Bible because they don't give any credit to the woman.
Talking of women, I've got some questions from Linda because I don't think we really want to be dwelling on attacking other people's beliefs too much. I know you're not attacking the beliefs, but you're actually attacking some of the words. Linda has got a question that she wanted to ask you. Yeah, are you all right with that?
Yep.
Okay. Well, she's going to come in and ask it herself. I'm hoping. Here she is. I hope, if the technology is working right. Turn your camera on, Linda. There she is.
Ah! Oh,
Hello.
We thought
did
we'd
your cat
surprise you.
did your cat kneel yet and put his paws together?
Not yet. I kind of made sure that I was out of the way just in case he did.
Yeah. And then you say, "Run, Bambi, run!" I
How are
had
you?
I could. I had one this morning. I was going to send you, but I couldn't do it. Where this little baby and his cat were sitting, and she
Mhm.
lets out a real silent part, and the little baby just cracks up laughing, and the cat starts laughing.
Okay, just for people who are listening only, I'm just going to point out that Linda has joined us in the Zoom meeting and she's going to ask her questions herself. I'm going to shut up and hand over to her.
Well, she's at one point now. She could probably
Okay.
answer the questions herself.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, so how are you, Dennis, first
I'm
of all?
doing good. I'm doing good.
And Matthew's with us, as I'm guessing as well.
He's walking around. Yeah.
So okay, so I think this question has been asked before, but I did feel that you could maybe talk about it a little bit more. So you say that when we pass, we go to energy world. And my question is there any spiritual warfare in energy world between energies? And if you could talk a bit about that, and also to include, is it possible for a negative energy to come to the earth in an orb and cause problems?
Yep. Donald Trump.
So you can answer the first bit of the question first, and then you can follow up with the second bit.
Well, there's good energy and there's bad energy. And
Yeah, but do they both go to energy world though, Dennis, first of all?
they were always in the energy world. So
Sorry?
they didn't take any particular human form or anything like that. It was just two negative energy, and then there was the positive energy. Now, this battle happened, oh, gee, I probably have to say about before the beginning of time here on the earth. And it ended up in a stalemate. Nobody won because the individual that could have defeated him, uh, his ego got in the way.
So I remember you said this last time. So my question is, so for those of us that are going to pass to energy world, are there any spiritual battles? And for those people that have passed, are there, forget what you said about the beginning of time, but is it something that happens a lot in energy world now? Or is it when you pass to energy world, is it just a peaceful place?
Well, when you go into the energy world, you can choose your own paradise.
Okay.
So when you go into your energy world, you're at peace.
Okay.
There's no conflict.
Mhm.
It seems like right at this particular time, everything seems to be quiet because there is a final battle coming, but I don't know when.
So I think going back about 3 or 4 months ago, um, I think I sent you a video where there were two orbs in my front garden,
Uh-huh,
and one orb was trying to hit the other orb. I've got it as a video,
uh-huh.
and that so the orb that was being targeted was trying to move out of the way, and then the orb that was trying to hit it was following it and trying to hit it again.
Mhm.
And then, so that's the reason I'm asking this question. There was spiritual warfare going on with me, and I videoed my camera caught this going on in the front garden.
Well, it's not really a battle, but it's a kind of a, how would you say it, an event on who's going to control you.
Okay.
So it's not really a physical battle, but it's a battle of control. Who you
Uh-huh.
going to listen to? It's like the devil on one side and the angels on the other side, and they're both whispering in your
Mhm.
ear. So that's
Yeah.
her, but it's not really considered a battle. It's just basically a way, like you say, a way with words. You could say, who's has the best words? Who's going to be listening? So it's not really, even though you have negative spirits now, and you never know, are the orbs in an energy state, or are the orbs basically in just a spiritual state in which they had not left the earth?
Mm.
Because a lot of times when you ascend, you don't want to come back. Because when you come back, you feel all the pain that you had when you were alive, when you walked.
Mm.
So a lot of the energies themselves, once they become energy, they're gone. The only thing
Yeah.
they'll come back is through vision.
Mm.
And they'll actually sit there. Sometimes they'll take a form, but they'll talk to you in a vision mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So the confrontation you're probably talking about is probably spirits that are still caught on the earth.
Possibly, maybe. But yeah, so that video was what prompted me to ask that question, just to get a bit more information on what was happening at the time.
Do you remember I know you read quite a bit, but do you remember the prophecies of the indigenous people?
We, I read a few
What was going
different
to
tribes.
happen to basically try to wake the people up? And if it didn't wake them up, then destruction would follow.
Yes, you said that you were here in 2012, and we went to quite a few churches where your talk was basically saying in 2017 or 2018 it's all going to kick off, and you said you're either spiritual or materialistic, so you're either spiritual and you're for the earth,
Yeah,
or you're materialistic or you're not for the earth, but you can't make the decision when the water's up to here.
yeah. But remember when I also said that the prophecy stated that the Creator would shake the earth.
Yes.
What's going on in the world right now? Earthquakes
Yeah.
all over the place. Russia,
Yeah.
Turkey,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
India,
Mm-hmm.
China, Alaska, down in our state, Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
world is shaking, and yet I
Yeah.
think people
Yeah.
will wake up.
I had an experience the last 2 weeks. I think I messaged you about it today,
Yeah.
where in my bedroom I was woken up in the early hours of the morning with a gentle shaking
Uh,
underneath. Yeah, twice. Mm.
Maybe they were just saying, "Wake up!"
It was gentle, but it was of concern.
Yeah. But the whole idea, I don't think like it was a gentle one. So usually, if it's a big one's going to be there, it'll be a lot worse
Hmm.
because you'll always get a warning that something's going to happen.
Right. Okay.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Uh, a lot of people who are going to be spiritually connected and walk that pathway will be warned when the time
Hmm.
comes.
Hmm.
But a lot of people aren't following the pathways. Like you said, there's 1,700 people following me, and I'm only getting a response from maybe 50.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell people if they don't respond, I'm going to just take them off.
Okay.
Not bother with them.
Okay. I, Stuart, did you want to pick up on anything else? Did you want to pick up from here? I'll always have questions for Wa-Na-Nee-Che, so I don't want to dominate the session.
No,
Yeah,
you're fine to carry on. It was good to have you here so that you could ask the follow-up questions and clarify what you wanted, because reading your email, I can
Yeah.
only kind of interpret what I think
when
you
she
want to
bends
know.
over on her side, she turns into a question mark.
Wa-Na-Nee-Che struggles with being asked too many questions, especially in one day.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I could talk to you about something else. So
Your
you
vision
say,
eh,
hmm?
are
Well, I
showing.
think whilst you're here, you might as well ask as many as you can.
Okay,
It
right.
will be something different for the viewers and listeners. rather than my strange and weird and wonderful questions that people perhaps only think about but never actually
Well,
ask.
what we can do too is she went through the CD and she's got some questions on the CD, so maybe people will understand that I'm here and I can interpret.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you about that if you wanted to, or we could just move on to another question that I have.
Well, move on to question and we'll go back.
So, are you happy to talk? Well, one of my questions is, so as you do this, the meditation CD, and you have experiences, and I relay them to you, and you give me your interpretation of what I experienced. What I found is the more I do the CD, the more I do that journey CD, the more connected I'm becoming.
Now you know
And
what the CD is.
what's funny is I don't really feel the need to go out as much as I needed to at the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to stay here and just be in my own company. But I guess would you, like I said, one question I had is, would you say that doing the CD and becoming more connected empowers you to be able to deal with negative energies as they come, if you experience them?
The CD itself tackles you as an individual. It goes into your subconscious and tries to take everything that basically blocks you from your spiritual pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you go through the CD, it shows you're getting a little stronger, and soon you won't need the CD because when you want to ask a question, boom, you're in your zone. Your energy will leave the body. It will go to a place of one of the dimensions, and you'll get your answers.
Mm-hmm.
The CD again is a tool to get you out of your head.
And it actually gets you more, yeah, and it does make you more connected, definitely.
Not only that, but once you reach that level, negative energy can't bother you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
If you don't believe in negative energy, it doesn't exist.
With my recent experience, which I'm not going to go into, that's quite difficult to adopt that kind of thinking, given what I experienced, is quite hard to adopt because mine was in society as well, wasn't it? So yeah, but I'm not going to go on because we've got people listening, and so let's talk. What did you want to talk about? Something else?
Well, I was going to say, one way you will know you're getting to where you need to go is when you stop using the word thinking.
Okay, yeah.
And you start, oh, this is what I feel. This is what's happening. So again, once you conquer the mind, it's no longer thinking.
I see. Okay, good.
So you want to go through your experience with the CD?
So you're happy to do that? Okay. So
basically, again, you know how it works.
okay, so right, so basically the first energy I saw was a dragon and it gave me an untouched piece of coal.
And what does a coal represent?
Fire.
Okay, but what does a coal become?
Fossil.
When it's pressured for thousands of years.
It's a fossil. It becomes a fossil.
No, think of it.
Wood. Oh, wood.
Diamond.
Stuart.
Sorry?
Again.
What was that?
Diamond.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So what you're doing is they're basically saying the dragon says you're now in a cold period. And it's starting to develop to the point where there's starting to be a lot of pressure. So the pressure is going to basically, eventually, you're going to become a diamond.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
The second one was a tortoise came really, really close and got bigger, but didn't give me anything.
So the turtle basically did give you something. It said it gave you the comfort of Mother Earth.
Okay, that's nice.
Giant turtle was actually Mother Earth.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. The next one was a female deer gave me a bowl of fresh vegetable soup from the woods.
Okay. Get back to nature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand that. I haven't been connecting with nature very much recently. Well, for a long time. Um,
Picture I just got was go to the forest where your dad got,
mhm.
and there's something waiting there for you.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, wow. It's amazing. Um, a kangaroo gave me a red flag.
Generally, a red flag can mean two things. What I'm picking up basically is what was it just a flag? Was it doing anything or
No, it was a small flag on a stick, but it wasn't doing anything. No.
so that's
Oh,
the pathway to being indigenous.
okay. Because of the red road, I thought of the red road.
Yeah, because anything red, like eventually when you get to a certain point, you'll be dressed in a red outfit or a red blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when
Okay.
you'll be accepted as being 100% indigenous.
That's good news. And then so I found myself in the center of the pond, and
Getting
when I
wisdom,
looked, sorry,
getting wisdom.
yeah, when I looked, okay, I saw myself just not as a little bit scruffy for me, and I had a war medal around my neck.
Uh,
Yeah, I was wearing a war medal.
uh, that basically symbolizes again overcoming something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it also represents the fact that wisdom is starting to come.
Good. It's good news. Okay.
And then you woke up.
Well, I find the more that I do the CD, the easier it is for things to come. And soon enough, you go into the state much quicker when you've been doing the CD for a while. It doesn't take long to slip into the meditative state and start doing the journey.
Just like when I used to do a lot of the CD workshops, and one guy, this was his seventh time at the workshop. And so I started playing the CD, and he started crying, and he couldn't stop. So I stopped the CD, and everybody looked, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, he's okay." He said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "He just connected." I said, "When he was sitting there, a light came from above and went into his head." And he
Mhm.
said, "Yeah," he said, "I understand now."
Mhm.
So it took
You
him some
felt it.
time, but he finally got there and he understood everything and he was ready to go on his journey into the energy world.
Okay. Okay, that's me done for a while now, Stuart.
Yeah. Stuart went to sleep.
No, no, I had to turn my camera and the mic back on because I didn't want you to hear me like heavy breathing or something in the background or the cat making noises. A question for you then, Linda. How many times have you played the CD now then? And for how over
Okay.
what length of time?
Well, I've been to and from it. So the first time I played it probably about 7 or 8 times, but I didn't do it every week. I did it sporadically. And if you do it like that, you're going to take longer to start connecting because you need to be doing it sort of every other day or even every day. But this time, so I've done it probably about 17 times.
Is that what you'd
But it's
recommend
take
then, Wa-Na-Nee-Che then? Every other day?
Whatever it takes.
All right.
sorry.
That's why I said every time you go through a CD, something will happen. A little piece will be taken, a little piece until you finally get to the whole. So
Mhm.
some people will get it in 5 or 6 times. Other people, sometimes it takes them 15, 20, 30 times to listen to CD, but they have to be ready for the CD and let the CD come in. That's why I always say when you're going to listen to CD, use headphones, because all of a sudden it takes you into the world itself of what you need to understand. Not only that, but when you put the headphones on, I become part of your head.
Hmm.
I go into your brain.
Has that been your
Yeah.
experience then, Lynda?
Yeah, I mean, the more that I've done, the more that you do it, the more connected you feel to Wa-Na-Nee-Che, definitely. And I think I also think it probably depends on when you actually get connected on how much you're dominated by the mind, you know, or if you're already spiritually mature, probably you will connect quicker with less time spending on the CD. But yeah, it definitely, the more you do it, I've noticed that you'll feel the energies around you and you slip into that state a lot quicker. And I go a lot deeper now. Yeah. So it's definitely repetition is what's going to get you there.
See, one of the things too that Linda probably would explain to you is the fact that number one, because of what she went through with the CD, and by talking to me, she got to her answers on how to start interpreting the CD the way it should be. People don't understand that if you don't get explanations on how it works, it's not going to do you any good. So that's why I always encourage people. I said, I'm here. If they want to get a hold of me on Messenger, or if they want to get a hold of me other ways to discuss their journey, then they can start moving closer and closer to the center where they need to go. But if they don't ask the question, they get stuck on that outer circle and nothing happens because they interpret their visions the way they want to see it, not the way it actually is.
And I think, Stuart, one thing that I really learned, which Wa-Na-Nee-Che helped me, was I really didn't understand the power of the mind and how it blocks your spiritual connection. And at one point, when Wa-Na-Nee-Che stayed with me, it was around about 2012, I think, or maybe 2014. And he said to me, later in the week, we're going to do something with the White Eagle medicine cards. He said, I'm going to hold up a card to my face. You won't be able to see it. And you're going to be able to tell me what it is. So, and he said to me all week, feel, don't think. Feel, don't think. So the day came and we sat down and he said, remember what I said? As soon as I hold up the card, feel, don't think about it. So we sat down and he took a card and he held it up to himself. Obviously, I couldn't see it. And I literally was just trying to feel. I blanked out the mind. And literally, I saw a white rabbit. And if I'd been thinking, I would have missed it. It was that quick. I can't even move my hand how quickly it was. And I just went, white rabbit. And he turned the card around and it was a white rabbit. And do you remember? I couldn't believe it. Wa-Na-Nee-Che. I could not believe it. And that showed me how powerful, how the mind will block your spiritual connection if you don't get into the habit of feeling and not thinking.
We're waiting for you, Stuart.
Oh, you're waiting for me. Sorry. You said White Rabbit, and I think that just took me to some LSD backflash or something. And
Wasn't Alice either.
that song, what's it? White
Oh,
Rabbit.
ask Alice. 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I just drifted off then. Was thinking about the film Fear and Loathing as well, but uh no, that was good, Linda. I'm just having a look at the time. We've got about 10 minutes left. Talking of the CD, as you call it, or as I'm calling it, the meditation, the guided meditation, because it's not a CD unless people buy it. Some people have started signing up now to get the free meditation. So that means you're going to have to start writing a newsletter, Wa-Na-Nee-Che. Linda, any ideas on what he should put in his newsletter? What would you like to hear from him on a monthly basis? Have I put you on the spot now?
Um, Not so much. I mean, I think I would like to hear sort of any news that he'd received about anything that's going on amongst other tribes that he might have found out about in terms of the times we're living in. Um, I'd love to hear that he was going to be doing a workshop online, like a drumming workshop, or a workshop on making your own drum. You could do something about talking about sage and tobacco and how to use it as a tool. Um, I think teachings and a little bit of a teaching in the newsletter. There could be something about on this day, a little bit of history on this day in 1890 or something like that. This happened, celebrating sort of anniversaries or obviously commiserating anniversaries, but a little bit of history because there will be listeners that don't know a lot about Native American history and they don't know the past. So a combination and jokes, you could have a little section on native humor and native jokes. Um, and yeah, at the moment,
We'll have to call
that's
it
all I can really think of.
Yakade hour.
Say that again, Wa-Na-Nee-Che.
Yeah. Yakade. Yakade means laugh a day.
Ah.
Love Day. Also, maybe something about the reservations that recruit volunteers. So, like Pine Ridge Indian Reservation does, the Blackfoot Reservation does. You could do something to promote other reservations as well and other tribes as well.
Like,
Okay, Lynda, don't let him get carried away here, otherwise, like, it'll be too long. But some good ideas from Lynda there on what you can include in your upcoming newsletter.
Mm.
yeah, so that's like when we do the drumming circle, I'll make sure that I teach him one sacred song.
Oh, see, now people would love that. I think a drumming workshop would be amazing.
Well,
Well,
People
we
could
have
then,
talked about that.
there's a certain
yeah,
beat like boom, 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 one little, two little, three little, yeah.
yes.
That was my sacred
Energy.
song.
Now, that's good. And people listening or watching, there's more reasons to go and sign up. Get your free guided meditation. And as he says, you could message him and get the interpretations of what you're seeing. But the best way to keep informed will be to sign up because he's going to have to do a newsletter now that people are signing up. I've got a
Yeah,
question that came into my head ages ago, and I wondered if you would answer it. It's just come back to me because you were talking then, Lynda, about ceremonies and rituals and things. And we started off with a little bit of a pop at Christianity at the start of this episode, but we drifted away from that fact. Grace. People used to say grace. I mean, perhaps they do a lot still in America over food. Now, in pagan societies, you give thanks to the spirit of the animal for its sacrifice and things like that. That's probably where it came from. Do you have a ritual that or a saying to do over your food before you eat it?
she does because she learned from the bear.
No, I'm asking you, Wa-Na-Nee-Che, not Lynda.
Uh, the bear basically, again, the atheist uh, wouldn't become a Christian even though the bear was about ready to pounce on him. He said, "Oh my God." And all of a sudden, a light in the sky says, "You called. And yet, in your life, you've never believed in me." And I said, "You've talked to other people and convinced them not to believe in me. And now you call out, are you going to become a Christian?" And the atheist said, "No." Said, I'm an atheist and I'll always be an atheist. So there was kind of a silence, and the atheist says, "God, yeah, will you do me a favor though?" God said, "We'll see. Could you make the bear a Christian?" So, oof, there was a light, and then it disappeared, and the bear came on his forepaws, knelt down on his hind legs, put his paws together, put his head in down, and said, "Oh Lord, please bless this food I'm about to devour."
Okay, so I'm not sure if that's the answer or not to my question. Is there a Native American blessing of your food?
People was
No, I can answer that. I can
indigenous.
answer that.
Yeah. But an indigenous, remember, in their way, is that they believed all nature. So when nature gave them something, they thanked it to
Mm.
show appreciation that they basically were grateful that they were willing to give their life up so they could survive.
So they would go to the deer or the elk that they shot or killed in a different way, and they would kneel down and put their hand over its head and thank it for giving up its life for
Well,
them.
that's essentially what I was saying about pagan traditions and giving thanks to the energy of the beast. However, when like I've got a processed chicken sandwich on my table in front of me, I can't actually put my hand on the chicken anymore, can I? So that's what I'm saying. Is there some kind of blessing that you do over food if you can't get to the animal and put your hands on it and give thanks for its sacrifice?
Oh yeah, just the whole idea, just go outside and offer tobacco and ask for a blessing, and being thankful for whatever you received. That they don't have to be physically there, but you can basically put tobacco and say thank you for allowing your energy to help me.
Right. So you
Stuart, how
don't.
much time do we have?
2 minutes.
Wow, that's gone very quick.
It does go quick.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's no version of grace then in indigenous
Yeah,
tribes then.
yeah, it was always basically thankful. Well, when you mentioned pagans, you know, when you look at pagan, when the reality of wasn't it they were part of nature, but
Oh yeah, well, pagans, anything that's not
yeah,
part
the
of the
Catholic
Abrahamic
Church,
religions, I believe, is what the
Catholic
term
Church
refers
that gave
to.
them negative. I mean, the whole idea, even the miracle of Easter, basically is bunny rabbits laying colored eggs.
Well, there's a bit more to it than that, but
But a lot of your churches, a lot of your religious sites in the Catholic are built over pagan ruins
hmm
because they understood there was energy there. And that's what they tried to do. They tried to destroy it. And they didn't understand the teachings that they were given was more in connection with energy, life force energies.
Well, as I say, there's a lot more to it than just that because there was also the fact that if people were used to going to one site and you want to convert them, well, just build it there and then they'll come because they were going there in the first place. But we don't want to drift off into um, attacking religions. At the end, we've got less than a minute left. So, Lynda, anything you want to say before you go?
I say,
Quickly.
it's been lovely to take part in the podcast tonight, and thank you for inviting me.
Okay. Was it
And
a surprise to you, Wa-Na-Nee-Che, for Lynda to suddenly appear?
Oh,
No, you knew she was coming.
yep. I had four warnings.
Go on then, what were they?
I had a dream last night she was going to be on podcast today.
did you?
Yep.
We
That's
may just suddenly
hilarious.
disappear in this episode, so keep going.
I was actually going to ask Stuart, could we cancel?
Thanks for listening to Straight Talk Sacred Pathway. If you'd like to ask Wa-Na-Nee-Che a question, you can email me at stuart@realityresponsibility.com. The link will be in the description. And don't forget you can download a powerful guided meditation for free at humancircleoflife.com.